Guys, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you've been here before. Today's video is going to be slightly different than what I normally do. If you've been following me, you know that I recently moved, and by recently I mean within the last 2 months. Um, the reason why it's taking so long to make this video, is because of the nature of this video. Anyway, so as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about my experience using movers to move across the country. I am not new to using movers per se, because my dad was in the military, so up until the last two moves we did, not counting this current one, um, military paid for movers to move us wherever we needed to go. So I'm not a stranger to not having to do it myself, but I was also little because I lived in Ontario, California, which is where I moved from. I lived there for 20 years in two different places. So I lived there for quite a long time. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Got my pumpkin spice latte. Anyway, so this was the first time using movers that we actually had to go and hire them ourselves and all that, which technically we didn't even do that. We went through a broker who found movers for us. So there was that. We wanted to do it that way because we figured it would be a little easier because then we didn't have to like search different movers and all that. But anyway, so overall, the experience was okay. I liked the fact we did full pack, full service, full pack moving. So basically, we didn't even have to pack. So, which was great because that meant that we could live normal at our old place up until the day we moved. What I did was like a couple days before we stopped using like the plates and cups and stuff like that and didn't cook, mainly to make sure that the plates, cups, cooking stuff was all really dry because I didn't want it to potentially be wet and boxed because I didn't want it to be like that for 2 weeks, which turned out being like a month and a week or whatever. It ended up taking around 6 weeks for our stuff to be delivered. But yeah, so it was really nice to not have to pack anything. And then on this end, what they did is like any large furniture like beds or like the couch, they put those back together because obviously they took those apart, and then we just have to unpack everything, which mine was easy because I decluttered so much of my stuff before we moved, so I unpacked my stuff in like 2 hours. And then most of our stuff is actually unpacked at this point. It's been about 3 weeks since the stuff's been delivered, and we're pretty much all unpacked. There's just a few living room boxes, and then a few boxes in my dad's room, but he had a lot of stuff in his room, so that's to be expected. Anyway, so here's the thing. It was a little annoying because it's not the fact that we had to wait over a month for our stuff, despite being told 8 to 14 days for this. It was the lack of communication. If I keep looking down a little bit, I have notes right here, but it was a lack of communication. Up until we called, they never updated us, and we gave them, it was probably around the 4 week mark that we finally called them. And then after that, they, gave us information, but conflicting information, because like one person said that the holdup was that the price increased when they picked it up, because obviously they didn't come look at all the stuff we had, right? They just had us give them an inventory, and then we had 2 storage units that obviously we don't know exactly how much stuff is in there. We haven't been there in a while. But so we were fully prepared for that. That's not even an issue. The issue is like we were asking what the holdup was, like one person would say it was because we needed to pay so much more so that, so much of the bill was paid before they shipped it, which is fine. But we weren't told that. Nobody communicated that until we called them. But then other people were saying that it was because they were waiting for a driver, which probably was the actual holdup on it, because even after we paid what they said we needed to pay, it still took another like 2 weeks to get our stuff. So there's that. It's fine. We moved during like moving season when like everybody was moving, so like I understand that there may not have been, all these drivers or whatever. But they did not communicate any of this until we called them. And basically, they told my dad that they don't like to bother their customers. And my dad was like, well, bother me because you have my stuff. I want to be updated, We had, here's the thing. We had a tracker in one of our boxes so that way we could track our stuff. It took so long for our stuff to be delivered. The tracker died as the stuff was leaving California to come this way. So that was kind of annoying. The whole point was so that we could track it coming across the country, and we didn't even get to do that. And that thing was charged shortly before, like, I think it was put away the day before they came to pack everything up. It was put in where it was going. So that thing, the tracker is lasted the amount of time it said it was supposed to. It's just they took forever. Yeah, so that was the thing with having the extra money. When they picked the stuff up, we were told, don't worry about that extra amount, we just paid on delivery. And then afterwards it became, no, you have to pay this much, that extra, before we will even move your stuff. So basically, when you're using movers, well, I mean, this was my experience. It's different everywhere in different movers, but they had smaller trucks, which we had 2 trucks with stuff on it, because they were smaller trucks. So they pack everything into the smaller trucks and then they take it to their warehouse, which they were located in San Diego. So I'm not going to name the place, just that they were located in San Diego. And then from there, when they bring it to you, depending on how far it is, like ours was like halfway across the country, right? So they put it in a big 18-wheeler. But it's not just our stuff, like there's other deliveries that they put in there so that it makes it worthwhile, obviously, for them to drive. So there's that. So when they delivered it, it was delivered in that 18-wheeler truck, which was a nightmare for parking here, but whatever. So hopefully I got through all the information I wanted to. So overall, would I recommend using movers? Depends. It was really expensive. I mean, really expensive. The longer you move, like the farther away you move, obviously the more expensive it is. But it was really expensive, and if we didn't have that money saved up already, yeah. If you don't have a substantial amount of money saved up, and you're moving a far distance, I don't recommend using movers. I actually recommend, if you're moving a far distance, if you have the time and it's all feasible, that you sell all of your larger items that you don't need to keep and buy new ones on the other end. Because that will, one, reduce the cost if you do hire movers. If you don't hire movers, it makes it easier on you. Two, it's just a lot less to move. It reduces, like I said, it reduces the cost because there's a lot less to move. So it's just a lot easier around if you have the time to do that. Because if I had thought about it and had the time, I mean, I did have the time, but I didn't have the time. Yeah. If I had the time to sell this stuff like beds and, you know, I would say couch, but that couch, I'm, I'm weirdly attached to that couch. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But also, we paid for, full pack, full service move. You can do, there's different tiers for moving. You can have partial pack move. You can have where you pack the stuff and they just move it. Also, if you are moving yourself, but you don't actually want to move the stuff in and out of your places, there is places where you can hire people to pack your truck and unpack your truck for you. So there's many different ways to move and not have to do it all yourself. We just happen to do the most expensive way. Would I recommend it? It depends on your situation. If you have the money for it and you're fully prepared to pay for that and you don't want to do much, then yes, it possibly could be worth it. But I do recommend that you do your research if you are going to hire movers. Do your research on those movers, and highly recommend putting a tracker in one of your items. Hopefully this video wasn't too all over the place and you got something out of it, hopefully. So I will see you guys next week with another moving video. However, this one, it'll be the last moving video, and it will just be basically dash cam footage from almost the whole drive, because I cut out some of the beginning, and then obviously I only showed you up to a certain point. I didn't show you me coming all the way to my new place, because obviously I don't want you to know where I live. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next week with that video. And as always, in the description below, I have my other social medias linked. So if you are wondering where you can get this lovely sweater I've been wearing throughout this video, you need to go to apricotdreams.com, which is my friend Tiffany's online boutique. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the website right now. This is it. Here is a lovely section of some of the stuff they offer. As you can see, this is the sweater I am wearing. And of course, I will have the link down below, as well as there is rewards you can earn. They're called seeds because it's apricot seeds. Anyway, ways to earn: you get 5 seeds for every $1 spent, 200 seeds for your birthday, 100 seeds for signing up, 50 seeds for liking on Facebook, and 50 seeds for following on Instagram. As you can see, I have 408 seeds. And then ways to redeem is you redeem it for an order discount, and you can exchange 100 seeds for $5 off. So, and then also when you sign up for the rewards program, you will get a referral link, which mine will be linked down below as well. If you decide that you want to order from her, please use my link. And this is an incredible sweater. It is so soft. It is thin, as you can see, because I normally wear a black shirt underneath, but I wore a lighter colored shirt so that way you can see how thin it is. But it does keep you pretty warm if you're like inside. Like I'm warm right now. If you're gonna go outside, I do recommend putting something over it, but it is very cute. I like the distressing on it. It is really, really cute and comfortable, and hopefully you check out her online store, and like I said, make sure you use my link, that way she knows I sent you. That is the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and yeah, I will see you guys